Ho, ho, ho. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Third Action. I'm your lovely death dealer, and these are the same little piles of dust that were here last week. In the bottom left corner, we have Asher Ford, Human Ranger, played by Char.
Yes, originally Jason's Santa suit was all white, and then he killed Greshy and bathed in his blood.
In the bottom middle, we have the artist formerly known as Greshy Ironroot, playing the guest role of Phelan today. We have Will.
Orf.
And in the bottom right, we have Gunn, human champion of Erastil, played by Adam.
False on that one. I think Greshy didn't leave any blood behind.
He was dust.
True.
It was subtracted.
All right. So, last time on Third Action, our group of intrepid adventurers continued their fight against Glorifex, the Lamia Lucretia, and the mysterious mithril mage Ordicon. You managed to slay Lucretia, but in the ensuing brawl, you kind of split your team. Gunn choosing to rush to Asher's protection as he's assaulted by an invisible dragon, leaving Greshy to the south, who ended up getting sniped by a very well-placed precision disintegrate arrow. Well, not arrow, but spell. So I think let's go ahead and just jump back in, as we've got some battle to go. Okay, so yes, where we left off, up on the rooftop, we have Asher, Gunn, and Rock.
Sit over here for now.
Who are very close to the invisible Glorifex, who is just about 10 feet above them, flapping his wings invisibly, still semi-revealed by Greshy's what was it, fairy fire? No, it wasn't fairy fire.
Glitter dust.
Glitter dust, thank you. That leaves there is a stone giant troop that has run out of ammo, sitting sadly over off on the southeastern tower, and then
There's a bunch of rocks like all over the place now. They just have to go and get them.
they'd have to drop down. And otherwise, we have the mithril mage, who is currently on the ground, making his way to the north towards Asher and Gunn, being pursued. There we go. Pursued by Phelan, who is still in his spirit form for a couple more rounds. All right. All that said, let's get to it. I fixed Gunn's points. He was, I think, 10 points shy from where he was last week, due to a miscount. And I'll give these 2 points here that were supposed to be out right now. Okay. All right, Asher, you are up, followed by Glorifex, then the Stone Giant troop, and then Gunn.
It's me. I'm here. I'm on the roof, kind of. I need to measure. Use my measuring stick. Make sure everything's clicked. All right, I'm going to be shooting today. I shall be shooting at the mithril mage. I don't like that he's coming over here. He's killed one person. I don't want to die. No more death.
You see him gliding across
that's
the
my
snow.
Christmas gift to everyone.
Okay, you turn and lock sights onto the mithril mage.
Alright. I'm gonna use my 7 little. I think it's 7.
Yep, you have 7 points
I'm gonna use
currently.
my 7 little points.
All right.
Let's put those in because I don't like it.
Oh, thank you for the gift sub, Arcat.
All
all right.
Starting strong.
Starting very strong with a
54. I'm actually gonna just do my normal thing, but I don't add my fate points to the second hunted shot.
Yes,
Oops,
he is.
I almost did the wrong thing.
Both the Mithril Mage and Glorifex are both still hunted. So this is a hunted shot, so go ahead and roll the second attack as well. I can safely tell you that the 54 is a crit.
Okay, the 54 and it's 34.
The 34 is it's not a crit. Off by a second in my point given. What was that? Oh, I missed the point. There we go. I have no idea how to say your name, Lucius. I read it a lot, but I never say it. Lucidius. Lucius.
Lucidius sounds good.
Lucidius. TIOS isn't quite TS, but okay.
Tios? Lucitios?
Lucitios?
Anyway.
I get distracted by these things. All right, that is 1 crit and 1 1 crit and 1 hit from Asher as you turn, watch Orticon drifting through the snow, kicking up snow behind him as he's flying. You take aim, 2 shots, 1 goes whizzing past to his left as he kind of weaves, and the primary shot hits its mark hard.
So does 1 miss?
Yes, one is a miss, 1 is the crit.
Okay, 1 missed. I have a question actually about crit.
Okay.
So when I crit something, it becomes flat-footed until my next turn. In the case of hunted shot, does it not count until hunted shot is all accounted for, or would it count for the second hunted shot if the first one was a crit?
I think it would count after, but let me read how hunted shot says it works. Oh, I say Liusitos. Oh, sorry, Liusitos.
You do, but it's only 1 action. That's the trade-off there.
Okay.
It oftentimes will be 2 actions, but you can not apply map until after both
2
have taken.
strikes if both hit the same
The ultimate
creature.
way they do
bond
it.
Damage.
I thought you could put map in for it for the second shot. Is that not true? Have I been doing it wrong?
No, you're doing it. You're doing it
No,
correct.
you're doing it right. You're doing it right.
I was
No,
just
there are 2 different ways that they can do that kind of thing. Is either they'll do 1 action, but you do take map for both of your attacks, or you can do 2 attacks and 2 actions, but not do map for either of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's just different variations on the same idea.
The 2 shots are in sequence, so yes, if your first shot would make as a crit would make him flat-footed, he is flat-footed to the second shot.
Okay.
You are correct.
34, 35,
So that'd be
36.
effectively
Don't know if it changes
36.
anything.
It does not happen to change anything here.
Okay. Well, I did my crit damage.
All right, this is I need
Minus some though, because I
Yeah.
believe he was
90
immune to.
95 total. He's not taking the fire damage, but everything else is going through.
So
That
it's
is
88
points.
damage instead.
Okay, you land a clean shot right in his chest, and he lags, like dipping into the snow a bit. He's really badly hurt. He's looking critical.
You gonna push him or anything?
Oh, yeah. I guess I could do that.
Push and pin?
Oh, good.
Oh, yes,
I think he's
sorry.
on the
He
ground,
needs to
isn't he?
be on fire, right? Let's see.
Yeah.
Well, I
Does that
thought he was
matter
immune to
if he's
fire,
immune
so
to fire?
Oh, you're right. He is. He's not immune to fire, but he's resistant enough and didn't take the fire damage, so it doesn't matter.
okay.
But if you're pushing him,
Good to know.
I'll make him do the fort save.
Yeah, do that.
Barely
save.
succeeds.
Okay,
Oh.
barely succeeds by 1.
What about his slowed?
That's a critical success of 40 versus the 24 DC on the regular
Dang.
frost rain. Hey,
All
got
right.
all these tier 1 subs
Okay.
being gifted out. Thank you, Joey Sucks. Enjoy Torgerin.
Oh wow.
Now Idaho, I think. All right.
Beautifully cold state of Idaho. I guess he could be pinned, and he's flat-footed until my next turn. So he's
Correct.
flat-footed still.
So let me give him the flat
Leave
feet. Flat foot. And
No.
immobilized.
Curved feet for him.
Oh, oops, that's prone. Immobilized. There we go. Okay. That was action 1.
Yes,
2 and
it
3.
was.
I mean, you can try and finish him off, or you can go for the dragon.
I like fishing for hits that may or may not hit.
Do you have any points left?
Do I? I have a
No.
single point.
Oh, you got.
Points are starting to
I
come
mean,
in.
give us a few seconds here, I guess.
Those
Oh,
points.
they are.
Because I have a big minus coming up.
Yeah,
The chat is feeding you points.
somebody has been saving those points up apparently for this sort of situation.
Yes.
We don't
Yeah,
put ourselves in this
Tosca's at the
situation
ready.
often enough, I guess.
I must
Someone
avenge
count those
Greshy.
for me.
1,
2, 3, 4.
9.
Yeah, I think 9 more for Char, and I'm guessing the same.
Nine
Yeah,
for
9
both.
for-
Okay.
Yeah, 9 each.
All right, so that puts Asher at 10, Greshy at 18, and Gunn is still at 18. All right. Now chat's using
Going
using
in.
bits to try to acquire more points. Thank you for the bits, everybody. All right, go take your
That's
action.
one way to do it.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I am. I'm adding in my points. I'm gonna shoot with my bow. Make sure everything's unclicked, and the power of
It is
Santa
flat-footed.
for a 45, 46, 47 for flat-footed.
Is that gonna crit? That is not a crit. It's a regular hit, though.
Oh.
It's okay. We're hitting.
Hey, a meaty
Um,
hit will do us. And may do him in, so.
So for hunted prey attack, is it the second attack you do even if it misses, or the second attack that hits? I assume it's the one that missed, so now it's gone. But I want to ask.
Sorry, what was the?
Oh, for the precision damage?
Yes, the precision damage. Is it if it hits, or is it just it's
Your
gone
second
'cause I
hit
missed
in
the
a
second-
round against your hunted prey deals
Okay.
that damage. So it's your second hit, not your second attack. So if it only hit the second time, then this is the one that gets that precision damage.
Okay, thank
Correct,
you
correct.
for the clarification.
I happen to be looking that
damage.
up. So
Ooh, it's 28. You did a. Could be worse. Could be nothing.
could be nothing.
Well,
It's definitely
28.
not nothing.
you focus, take that second shot, and as he's staggering to pull himself free from the arrow that's now lodged him into the snow or into the ground, he looks up and you fire a shot right into his eye.
Oh.
We're over here quibbling over certain damages.
Sure, sure.
That 3
20
precision
together.
man
damage is
who
going to make
had
a huge difference in
had
28
4
total.
HP left.
Yeah.
The arrow
Get
goes
outta here.
right through his head. Blood splatters out onto the snow. He staggers and drops to the ground, mouthing something inaudible from where you are. You start to feel a pain on your forehead.
Oh, so he's dead? He's not dying? He's just straight up dead?
He's just dead.
Damn. Okay.
Now it
Cool.
transfers to me. Ultimate Greshy's power.
That was very fast. I was not
Those are
expecting that to
fun
happen that
stuff.
quickly. I guess that's the power of
I
fate.
was.
I was ready.
Well, first turn.
I thought the Asher might have taken him out in that first one. He almost did.
Almost.
I've been
almost.
ready for a week.
I had figured Phelan was on hand to finish him off just to make sure it wasn't a problem for him to try and make his damn saves like Lucretia was.
All right.
But okay
well,
then.
Asher, you feel a faint, hot pain on your forehead, but it's minor. It's nothing you feel like you need to worry about at the moment. It's like a mild headache.
I'm just so angry because of that mage killed Greshy. Didn't just kill Greshy, turned Greshy into a compound that will be very hard to pick up in the snow. I guess I have another action. How
you have one more
interesting.
action left.
Stay close.
Yes. Ew. Wait, how's Gunn looking? Bruised. Can I know your HP? Is that allowed?
Yes, you're allowed to know each other's HP.
Okay.
You've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, I used to. I think the health bars that I used to use had the HP, and they broke at some point, and I haven't fixed it.
That's true. I'm fine. I'm at 225. So
25
I'm
out
plenty
of.
healthy. 225 out of 263, something like that. I've got plenty more heals left.
Yes.
Some bigger than others, but
For flavor, though, I want to use this one action. My affirmation of love, which I've never used, and I feel we need some love right now. After
I think
Greshy.
you've actually used it
That's
exactly
true.
one time.
Have I? Could I
Yeah,
use
I'm
it?
pretty sure.
Well, I'll use it again because
Yeah.
my friends, we have to do this for Greshy Gunn. I believe in you.
agreed.
And so Gunn is going to regain 2d10 plus 8 hit points and a plus 2 status bonus to will saves. I don't know how that will work. I don't know if the dragon's very willful, but
I can just add this to the character,
helps.
and then, yep. 15
I'm upside down too.
points of healing. Yeah, if your token is flipped from its normal position, the chat display. I like to flip your faces to look in the direction that your characters are looking, roughly. It's very stupid, and no one probably cares, but I care. But it causes that faces to flip upside down.
Oh, I care. I move you guys
A
back and forth, so
verisimilitude.
I'm looking in the right direction on that.
Oh, that's
I can be
true.
looking at the board.
Okay, so 15 points of healing to Gunn, and he's got the affirmation of love effect on. All right.
yay. Ooh.
Glorifex's turn. Let's see. So he's right near the group of you. And it's just him on the field, really, aside from those stone giants over there. You are in that convenient. I used the line attack already. Yes, I used the line attack.
Yeah, I think that was too. Well, it could be back up. Depends
Uh,
what you.
I believe it was last round. Unless I forgot to mark it.
Ah,
So it could be back up, but that'd be
Check the
very
history,
fast. Okay, sorry. I saw him lined up in this nice little line position and forgot that that's why he was
you're
there.
probably right because he moved there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Glorifex will silently drift. Actually, it will do one thing. Gunn, earlier when you first tried to seek Glorifex, there was this kind of white flash in your mind, and you couldn't even detect any of the magic that was on him. Something about Orticon's death has caused Glorifex to kind of like ripple a bit, and that white block in your mind has kind of faded a bit. And your passive detect magic and true seeing is starting to work again on Glorifex. So for you, he is no longer hidden, he is concealed. So it just reduces the flat check. All right, now it's actually his turn. That all said, Glorifex is going to try to... Let's see. He knows Gunn has the higher AC. So he's going to try and jaw attack Gunn. Which looks like a 52 to hit. He is dazzled still. Damn.
He'll be dazzled as long as glitter dust is up, so.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely going to hit.
All right. And damage from the attack. So he bites down on you for 29 piercing and 16 electric.
Okay. I have 10 resistance to electric on.
Okay, so you can reduce that by damage by 10 then.
So I'll take 35 total off of that 45.
Guess Asher's not quite close enough, so he will flap his wings to kind of get around to kind of here. And with his tail, no, not his tail, with his claw, he will swipe at Asher. And I've got 3 points, so I'm going to use all 3. And there's Asher's point that I missed, plus 3. That is a 40 to hit Asher.
Wow.
And he still passed the
hits by
concealment
1.
check. Okay. That is 35 points of slashing damage towards Asher.
I will use Glimpse of Redemption to protect Asher from probably the majority of... how much of that is each type?
That one's just
Gonna
slashing
reduce
damage.
each damage type. Okay. Well, I think it's going to reduce it by 20 points if he goes through.
He is going to go through with it. There's a flash of light from Gunn, but it doesn't deter him from swiping at Asher.
Let's manually pop that in.
And more omens, thank you. 1, 2, 3.
And I will choose to make him stupefied too.
Okay. He is stupefied too.
There we go.
Until the end of its next turn. These stone giants are still slowed. They do have a way to go down in the tower, so I think they're just gonna make their way to the escape latch and leave the battlefield. All right, Gunn, it's your turn.
They live.
So let me actually just
Just,
move it to Gunn. There we go.
Remove status because I think status has ended.
No, status is still up.
Spell that Greshy cast.
I don't think
just,
it ends.
It lets Greshy know things.
True.
Greshy- There
I
to
suppose
receive
that's
it.
the case. Yes, you can remove status because he's the only one who would get information from it. So
Getting it from the heavens.
In any case, can I make
sorry,
Glorifex from here? I
Glorifex-
probably need to fly up a little bit.
Glorifex took 10 points of fire damage from, I believe he's still
I
on
can't believe
fire,
he's failing this.
and he rolled a 3 on his flat check. He's succeeding at all of his dazzle checks, but failing at all of his persistent flame. Sad.
Yeah, so I'm going to flap my way up about 10 feet to get level with Glorifex, because I need to be able to reach him. So I will also move. Can't stand there. I can move there as part of this.
He's big enough that you can stand there.
Here?
Yes.
That's in his square.
I know.
Oh, you're
but
right. You can stand on top of giant. I forgot that you can stand on top of giant creatures.
Yeah, he is such a big creature that you can stand in his squares with it. It's difficult to rain, I guess, but it's probably not an issue for you.
All right. Well, in any case, that's just a move to get in range, and so that's one action. Second action will be an attack. So I'll do myself a flat check. What is that going to be? Need to be is DC 5 on this one? Oh no!
DC 5, yeah, but you rolled a 2. So you swing at him, thinking that you've got him right where you want him, but you cut through the after image of his tail as it's kind of catching up.
Well, for the third action, we are actually going to go with a scare to death. And Glorifex, your allies are all gone, fallen. When you fall again, you won't be resurrected again. Flee now, or die for what you've done. And where is that on my...
I'll give you a +1
skills?
circumstance bonus on that one.
Oh, I'm using points on this too.
Okay, you can take that with the points. So 9 points. And a +1 circumstance.
If I can find... Dang, I think it's just make an intimidation check. So I'll do
Yeah.
that. We have that brings it to 53.
Versus his will save. That is a crit.
So now he
Exactly.
needs to make his fort save to not die.
Yes, let us get the correct rules for that this time.
Yeah, I think we've updated the feature, so I'm...
Oh yeah, have you updated it to be correct?
As awesome as that was.
I'm looking for it on... There
Okay.
it is. Wait, why do I have it twice?
Well,
Fort
so-
save against your intimidation DC. On a critical failure, it dies. On any other result, it becomes frightened 2 and is fleeing for 1 round.
So this is an incapacitation thing now. So the whole action is
fair.
the incapacitation
It
trait.
is.
Yes,
Okay.
it has the incapacitation trait.
So because he's higher level than you, his but the critical success becomes just a regular success, right? Oh wait,
I thought the
how does-
incapacitation was only on the...
No, it applies
Second
to
part.
anything.
How does incapacitation
And
work
it's
when you
and
roll?
incapacitation is a tag to the full feat.
Spell is incapacitation trait.
The death trait is the one that applies to the second part only, and only applies on a critical failure on the fort save.
Oh, well,
worth-
but incapacitation doesn't do anything when you roll. So I think you still got your critical success. So I think it still needs to do the fortitude save. It just gets a 1 better.
Reduced by... So it can't possibly die on that then.
True. I'll still roll it. Yeah. This is not magic. Okay. It got a critical success on it regardless. But he still becomes frightened too.
Yeah.
He's still frightened 2 and fleeing.
Oh, that's exciting. You see his translucent face. I pull back and like his eyes, his beady black eyes widen. He knows that you're right deep down inside. He knows that this is a losing battle. Okay, that was all 3. move attack.
Yep.
That. All right.
Yep.
Phelan.
Phelan doesn't have any real valid targets. Can't get up to the dragon. Is going to lose his flying here soon. And also the guy who killed Greshy's already dead. I don't think Phelan knows what to do.
I think I see two things that I could imagine him doing, but
I mean, no, Phelan doesn't know what to do. He doesn't have any commands, and he doesn't know who to help or how to get up there. He's going to move towards the dragon on the ground. His movement is going to be to about there. And he's going to whine up at the dragon.
yeah, that was one of them.
Okay. So yeah, Phelan plods forward towards the buildings where you guys are fighting on top of, and is whining a bit, growling. He seems distressed and not sure what to do. The Mithril Mage is dead, so he's not in the order anymore. Asher, you are up.
I wasn't so mad that Greshy was dead. I would think to myself, we have a very powerful spellcaster here who can help us bring Greshy back. If only we could diplomacy. And yet I don't care because my friend
Murder the dragon.
So
Dragons have killed too many people.
I'm coming back here. I'm sick of this guy. I'm sick of everybody. I don't even know if I can hit him. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Nihilism. Pathfinder.
Gosh, Asher. Oh no.
Let's
The rage,
go.
the rage is
What
filling
do I
your
have
eyes.
to
The wrath is
roll?
burning bright on your forehead. Oh yeah, get your 15 healing from regen.
Oh yes. Thank you, Regen.
You have to roll a
Healing
DC
circuit.
11 flat check to hit. If that was your question
Okay.
that you were about to ask.
Yes, that was indeed my question.
Excellent.
That's not gonna do it.
What do I have?
It's a 3 on your first roll.
9 on this specifically. I guess that wouldn't be so bad. I'm going to use a 9 on this. Watch it be like the best roll I've ever made.
9 on what?
Okay, on this. So it's a 19. for
Oh, a
this.
reroll?
No, I didn't re-roll it. I'm doing Hunted Shot.
Oh, right,
so...
right.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
each one is
yeah.
rolled.
Yeah, so
Got
your
it.
first shot, you got a 3 on the concealment check. The second shot, you're adding the 9 points to get a 19.
Yes.
That is a success on the concealment check for your second shot.
What do I have? I have 3 points.
You do have
You
3
have
points
3
remaining
points.
after that.
I'm just going to viciously use points.
Okay, all
Get
3
ready,
points.
everyone. Oh. There's more coming. Can I use those? I
Uh,
have 6 points.
Sure,
I think that's
I'll let
why
you-
Or-
I'll let you use the 6 points, sure. If more come in after, you can't.
There's 6. I'm just gonna.
Is the cutoff.
That's agreeable. Because this is my map applies to this, so
Correct.
everything looks good. 46.
46 is enough to hit for sure. It is not enough to crit, but it will hit.
This is almost the best I could have rolled on the second shot.
True.
So it is
It's a
normal.
natural 19 for a natural 46. Oh, sorry, that was not natural 46. That was including the points, but in any case.
45. Plus
45
8.
points of damage. And let me check it. Okay.
Did the 46 include the points?
Yes, the 46 did, but the 19.
Oh, no, the points aren't in there.
I don't see it in your. Yeah, I don't see them
It
in your
didn't?
thing.
Oh,
Nope, it looks like it missed
I
it.
must not have added them. All right, so 52.
You may have added them, but if you didn't turn them on, because it's a separate
Oh.
modifier. So yeah,
Alright.
52.
Yeah.
I might have missed
total. That makes more
All right,
sense.
52.
Okay, 52 is actually a crit then. Please roll that as a crit.
Okay, my bad.
It's like a
I was
natural
like, yeah.
19.
That is
On the
surprisingly
Yeah,
low.
I did go
Plus
like, oh.
extra points.
All right, so 52. My bad. Let's try that one more time with our crit damage for an 88.
Much
88 points of damage to Glorifex. The anger gives you a boost of strength. You fire in its center of mass, hoping not to miss with the second shot. I guess your first shot is maybe towards its head, but it ducks. The second shot is towards its center of mass and hits critically. It's a powerful shot, does a strong chunk of damage. Are you trying to push him?
No.
Okay, he's
I'm
still
not
on
trying to push
fire,
him.
and I don't critical success 36 versus the 24 on the frost rune, and he can't
How
be
could
immobilized
he?
because he's in the air. So that was your first action.
He's flat-footed,
Sorry,
so
second
my
action.
next turn. That's my second action.
Correct.
I'm having a great time with my 3 actions. It's too many, Jason. Take one away.
He tried.
About a
He didn't want to be
Glorifex
petrified
ability,
or-
but that's okay.
Paralyzed.
That's true. I refuse to be paralyzed or slowed, or to take my third action at all. Do I have anything fun? I have spells. I could just shoot again. Just shoot again. We're mad. Ash is mad.
Yeah.
He's grumpy. He doesn't quite do it. He doesn't know where the
No.
dragon is. He thought he did, but
Okay.
he didn't.
Third shot with a 9 on the concealment check or hidden check goes wide, hitting space where you thought where you see the glitter or the dust falling, but no dragon is there. Glorifex's turn. I suppose he's frightened and fleeing, huh?
I'll be right back. Candy found something.
Uh-oh. Well, as I look at the map and see where is he going. How far can he move?
His lair is off to the northwest, although it's already been plundered once.
So that's one action.
So he has attack of opportunity to stop him or anything.
Oh,
2 actions.
He's flying away.
hold on, I have to
And
read.
What's the range on your bow there?
no, not that.
Oh, I have to stride up my speed in tandem.
Oop.
I'll do it anyway.
And
What
3
was that?
actions.
I have a
Okay.
reaction that
Gain
I've
some
never
altitude
used.
there.
Are you gonna use it now?
I am going to use it. I don't know how great it'll be. I can
Sorry, was
Your
it a
hunted
reaction?
prey. Yes, this is a reaction. A trigger an adjacent creature you are hunting. It attempts to move away from you using an action that has the move trait. Does it have the move trait?
Yes, it's flying.
Your hunted prey cannot escape your relentless pursuit. Stride up to your speed, not as fast as Glorifex, in tandem with the triggering creature remaining adjacent to the foe throughout its movement until it stops moving or you run out of movement. You can ignore
Okay,
difficult terrain
so-
during this movement unless the difficult terrain is caused by magical effects. So
It's
here-
striding, so
You're
you still
walking on
have
air, so-
walk. So yeah, you can move in its direction. It has just
Here's
flown
how far I can get.
past all of you to the southwest.
Do you only? Is that one stride?
I think that was
Asher's
all of my
fast,
stride,
though.
wasn't it? I'm due 50, I think. Wait, let me double check. I may have lied.
I was gonna say.
I do 50.
Rory,
yes.
you were here.
Yeah.
10 feet still.
Or here?
Should be enough. That should be 3 movements, 3 actions.
But
I think it's just one.
I think it's just one
now.
action.
Oh, is it 1 action?
Yeah, I think it's
Oh,
just
yeah,
straight up to your
50?
speed.
Alright,
So just
never
up
mind.
to
Oh yeah,
50
yeah,
feet.
I'm
yeah.
coming
It's just
back.
one. Sorry, yes,
So
just
it's
one
like right
stride.
here, which is still
Here I come.
a little
Okay.
closer, but
Yeah, I think.
Alright,
I think.
So
Char's
it's
there,
here
so.
to there. Still, give me that 50. I'm coming.
Okay, so
Slow,
you,
but I'm gonna get ya.
as he flies away, you try to give chase. He's clearly much faster than you, but let's see. Let me reduce the frightened by 1.
Can you hit him with a bow attack from there,
He's
Asher?
no longer stupefied.
Is that too far?
390 feet, 385.
Potentially. Gun.
It's in my
oh,
second range increment, but I have things about that.
all right. Glorifex is no longer burning as he flies through the air. The fire gets.
The 1 damage
smothered.
didn't take him out.
But he does take the 1 point of damage, and that 1 point of fire damage does not take him out now. Sadly. Gun.
Slightly singes one wing, and he just starts careening down out of the sky.
I'm going to move over towards. Well, first I'm going to check on Rock.
That's a good idea.
How's he doing? Is he still enfeebled and fatigued? Or is any of that and slowed? Has any of that gone down?
I
Anyway.
believe that is all present. Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm going to move
Gosh.
over by him, and then
He failed this. I don't think he crit failed. Wills is enfeebled. No, he did crit fail it. Okay.
yeah, he might have.
Yeah, so it looks like
He
he
doesn't
crit
seem to
failed
be-
the effect that gave him that. He is still clearly very worn out.
Okay. I'm gonna pet cash him with my second action after moving over here.
Okay, you fly
I guess
towards
I
him and
may
then...
have to go down a little bit to get him there.
Okay, yep.
Boop, he's off into a safe spot. Then I'm gonna look at Phelan down there on the ground and Asher in the air, and I'm going to move the rest of the distance to Asher with my third action.
If Asher turned into a shark while airwalk
Asher.
is on him, could the shark airwalk? Yes, but it couldn't breathe.
Yes.
Came to the same conclusion at the same time.
I would die very
Uh,
within
Well,
moments.
he could hold his
You-
breath
Mhm.
in
Oh,
the
that's-
normal hold your
that's
breath way,
true.
right?
That's true. You'd have some rounds. But I guess if you attack with a jaw attack, I'm going to say that's not holding your breath anymore.
Well, you can bite things while holding. You can bite things underwater.
Yeah, but they are still breathing underwater.
Also, don't they have... Do sharks have gills?
Sharks do have gills,
A
yes.
human
So
could go
they don't-
underwater and bite something.
They don't need to hold their... Mouth has nothing to do with it, right? Because they get the gills.
Yeah,
That's
but
fair.
still, the action.
Now,
of
they gotta hold
opening
their
mouth-
gills, which is a whole other issue, but...
It's my ruling.
In any case, I believe I'm all done.
All right.
This is Galarian.
I've moved to follow Asher.
This
but
is
Rock away.
Galarian. Kick. Phelan.
Phelan is going to, seeing the others kind of flying off, is going to look after them, and then is going to look south towards the pile of rags where Greshy's things fell, and is going to make his way south to sniff at that instead.
Okay. And was that the last round of his spirit form? Or he has one more. Looks like.
Yes. That will be, no, this will be the end of his spirit form at the end of this round.
Okay. Well, that's the end of the round.
Yep.
Oh, I see. No, it expires at the start of count 43.
Sorry,
Okay,
it's
close
at
enough.
the start of the next turn. So,
Yeah.
there you go.
Okay. For our purposes, Phelan drifts. He's like still floating just slightly over the ground. He drifts down to the ground and resumes his material form. Okay, Asher.
Truly
Glorifex
be
is
a
getting
feat
away.
of luck. He's getting away. Have
Glorifex is quite far away.
He is within my second range increment. He is
Only
my
one
hunted
penalty,
prey.
That's
So
true.
I ignore that.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
ignore the penalty for making ranged attacks within your second range increment against the prey you're hunting. So that's okay. My biggest issue is that I need to roll through a d20.
Somebody, I don't have any winning
So,
points, so
Anyone
yeah.
wants to bless me on this cold winter night, I will accept your blessing to hit the dragon to avenge my friend Greshy. Yes. Yes.
look at them pour in.
Empower me.
It's a Christmas miracle. It's a holiday miracle.
I'm gonna have to make a ruling about begging for points.
No, Jason, it's Christmas.
That is 9 points if I count that correctly.
Christmas.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
Fine, it's audience participation. I'll allow it.
I'm
You.
using it on a non-damaging roll right now.
That's true.
Ooh, Joey calling you out.
Ouch. Santa turning into Scrooge. I've been Scrooge all along. All right, everyone's lending Asher their energy. You see the dragon getting away. You know that this is your last chance to stop it. You've got to do something. You feel the hopes and dreams of all those people that have helped you on your journey backing you up. You can see the shot clearly.
Yeah, well now I have to actually... You've primed me. It's a 3 + 9, which is
Is
12.
It's
Wow,
a 12,
just
but
made
just
it.
barely
I was
passes.
just trying to think, like, what can you roll and still fail this?
So
Oh
this
my
is
god.
the harder part, is actually getting the strike in. As you know, dragons are very tough. He is
They're
flat-footed
very tough.
though.
Do you have a hero point still?
I do have a hero point still.
Well, that-
I have
You
a
still have a
backup.
hero
It's a
point.
hopeful.
You're getting more
Uh,
points from the chat as well.
I will end up using these. We must prevail. So, Jason will make a rule because of me, and I'm okay
8,
with that.
9,
Let me
Add
actually
a
add them this
discount.
time.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 total now.
10 total. All right.
Add it in.
Yeah, a couple.
Okay, you're
snuck in
using
there
9
under the radar.
points
That,
for this hunted shot.
make sure it's all there.
Please kill this asshole.
It's a 46.
A
I think that's
46.
everything.
That is
That's
with the fate
including
points added in,
everything.
yeah.
That is a regular hit.
It's still okay.
Including his
Alright.
flat-footed.
Oh, 46,
Um,
47, 48. I think it's still regular.
48 with the flat-footed is still not
And
quite
fear?
enough. The
Oh.
fear is
It would
already.
be fear, frightened 1.
Let me do that. Oh, is
Unless it
not
drops
including
2
it?
for some reason.
Oh, wait.
I don't know.
Oh. It's not including it in the character.
And the
is that because
stupefied
it's
won't affect it?
AC is already reduced for some reason. Where'd
Does
the
fear maybe
go?
not stack with flat-footed? Both circumstance penalties, something like that.
He's clumsy. It doesn't stack with the clumsy. So that is just a regular hit.
Hello, damage. Oh, what
It's
did it
decent.
46
That's
on a
actually
46?
Still a good shot. 46 points of damage
gonna-
is enough to take him out. The shot catches him as he's gliding away. We'll go right in the back of the neck. You watch as his body drifts and careens into the southern tower. My camera's not linked up like I wanted it to be. But his body careens into the southern tower down here. Where'd he go? I don't know what's happened. That make him invisible? Revisible? Can no one see him? I don't know why. In any case, his body drifts to the side. You're not quite sure if you got him completely, but when he crashes into the tower, you know that the deed is done. The lightning that had been crackling up above starts to abate. You hear sounds of still sounds of fighting off in the city. A moment later, you hear coming from the east raucous sounds of cheering and the many footsteps of giants. What do you guys do?
Not the footsteps of my friend Greshy.
You're no longer in combat.
No.
Let's go over and land by Phelan.
Oh. Where's the dust? Oh, yeah, I have to
Did
go
I actually
down.
end combat? Oh, I need to end encounter. That's why I can't move the camera. There we go. Perfect. All right. So you fly over to, or fly/run over to where Greshy's rags lie in the snow. Phelan is
No.
sat, paws buried in the snow, kind of nudging at the tattered rags, kind of trying to like tumble them around. He's clearly confused.
Do we have to collect the dust? We need to collect the dust.
I
have
think
a
it might
jar.
help.
Alright, Asher takes out one of his jars. Just immediately starts trying to scoop
Dirty snow.
dirty
Ashy
Greshy dust.
snow.
Oh, it's everywhere. Oh,
It is everywhere. Asher is,
You know how soldiers
frantically
get on the sides of roads after a few days of people
Mhm.
driving by? That's basically it, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
a
sure
black
if this is
slush.
part of it, but I'm gonna put this in the jar.
Yeah, you quickly just move or just running through, not running, you're like sliding around in the snow on your hands and knees, just trying to scoop as much of this stuff into the jar as you can. Hoping
Yeah,
that everything that you
jar.
pick up is in fact Greshy bits.
There was very little we could have done about that, even if I'd been closer. Not against a spell of that type.
What a horrible spell.
I think we may be able to bring him back the way you brought me back.
We brought you back with a scroll of whatever that was.
We have-
I don't.
We have some scrolls. We do.
And
And if those don't work, we can do some research. I don't know if we can succeed against Karzug without him.
I don't think we can. Greshy.
Phelan walks over to Asher and like taps
Run away
his
this time,
nose
Phelan.
against the bottle or the jar that you've got the ashes in.
Ash just starts crying at this. I laugh, but Asher's crying at the Greshy jar now that it's all filled with Greshy. And he hugs the jar. We have to bring them back.
We will. I think that's our top priority now. We'll find a way to do it before we proceed.
Should we do? Excuse me. What should we do right now?
Pick up all his things, tie him to Phelan. Meet the giants. Make sure that no one's gonna bring those mages or Lamia or dragons back again. So many things. Find a place to settle for the day to do some research and recovery. Search the fort.
And there might be something here that can help us.
Check
Or
on the spared.
Oh shit! The spared. Oh,
Broke
Asher's
a piece
suddenly
with them
gonna start running.
Make sure the giants and them don't start fighting.
Gunn is listing out more things as Asher just darts away.
Oh my god. Oh fuck. Oh, where were they? Oh
You
no.
Make your way over to
They were
where
here
the
somewhere,
broken wall, and yeah, you recall them being somewhere in this vicinity over here. My ping is not working.
Okay.
I'm on the wrong layer.
Oh no. Oh no.
Stay here,
Alright.
Phelan. Stay with us. Oh, could I? No, I probably can't. I'm out of pet caches. I don't know if I could have 2 pets cached anyway.
No, you
Let
Let
alone-
can.
alone,
think-
he's not my pet, so
He has the collar thing too, right?
He does have the collar. Yeah.
that's a good idea. Maybe I can turn Phelan into puppy form if you'll let me.
Yeah. If you try to approach him, he kind of can sense what you're doing, and you run your hand along the collar and say the familiar magic word that you've heard Greshy say hundreds of times before, and Phelan becomes puppy form. I don't have
Hundreds.
his. It's
I
It's been a lot of
been
times.
shrinking, feeling back and forth.
you do it a
It's
lot.
an episode.
And then there's all the times you probably do it off screen.
Fair.
We're able to load up all of Greshy's things as well. I mean, he's got a sack here that I could probably put his other items in.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of space in his bags if you just toss the whatever items into them. It'd be fine.
How
So you basically were
big,
carrying around a
Pick
bag.
up all of Greshy's personal effects.
how much bulk is that, Greshy?
So currently, Greshy's total carried bulk is 7 and 2 light bulk. But he is also currently carrying extra things because he pulled stuff out of the bag. So, but he's usually got stuff in the knapsack of Halfling Kind, and he's also got the bag of containment, and he's also got the gloves of storing, and his
Do you want to put all those
modified
things
backpack.
into the knapsack? or into your bags of holding, and then
The short
report?
version
Yeah.
is the gun will end up carrying
Yeah, I can just
the
put it, I'll put
knapsack
everything
and
all
the
sorted in.
gun will end up temporarily carrying the knapsack, the bag, and Phelan, and that's about
Right.
it.
I just want to make sure it's not too much over your carry capacity, because you're already at you're at 9 currently. I'm pretty sure
I'm
it can
pretty
go
close.
down below, but okay. Asher, meanwhile,
With
has
his-
run over here to look for the spared. You go to the spot where you remember them being and start digging them out of the rubble, or digging out the entrance to the little cave that Greshy built out of the rubble.
Oh, yeah.
And the spared all climb out.
With this belt that Greshy gave me, I don't get encumbered until 12.
They are.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. Morgiv
goodness.
and
Are you all right?
Yes. It sounded like quite the battle out there.
Morgiv says his usual nervous self. He kind of looks out over the city, and you can see smoke at various places. There's still fighting going on.
But does that mean that you're successful? Was the plan a success?
Yes. We do have the fort now, but there's been a great cost.
Oh.
Our friend Greshy is Asher takes out just has like the jar to the side. He brings the jar. It's like
The spared
not with
all
us right now.
they all gasp in unison at the jar.
This is horrible. But surely he has died a hero. Oh. If there's anything else you need us to do, please.
Well, for now, let's go somewhere a little safer than this rubble, and Asher will lead them back to where Gunn is.
Okay. They're gonna kind of carefully
just
make their way
clambering on
through
this.
all the rubble. How long does Airwalk
As
last?
Ash just walks on top of it. I assumed it's 3 minutes remained at the end of
It's 5 minutes. So
round, so
we cast it right before everything kicked off.
Okay. So at this point, it's almost certainly
there
done.
it's gone.
As you march your way back to where Gunn is currently collecting all the things of Greshy. And it's as you get back over here, there's a rumble in the ground. It's light at first, then kind of picks up. Clearly a mild earthquake.
Ah. That Karzuk again. These earthquakes.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of time. We'll have to go and figure out what our options are once we get everything settled here. Should we search the fort ourselves or leave it to the giants?
I think a little searching ourselves, just in case there's anything here that can help us with our current situation. But I don't think we have to be super thorough.
We have enough of the rings, those powerful rings, to get anyone we choose up the mountain if we use that approach, that strategy. We have plenty of gold already since we just recovered the dragon's hoard. That will no doubt help us with the whatever we need to do for attempting to recover Greshy's soul. Those rituals tend to be pretty costly.
I will fight the gods to bring Greshy back. 'Cause I don't care for them anyway.
That may just be what's needed, in fact.
Excellent.
It's effectively how it works. Yeah, I'm not thinking that this is a great time to search, although what I do want to do is look around and see if there are any giants making their way into the courtyard here.
Oh, we could search the place for you, right?
Morgiv says to the other
No,
spared.
that's what I was... Oh, you could, if you know what to grab, what to take.
We can look for anything
But,
shiny or magical, perhaps. We're not the...
Can you Can you tell which items are magical?
If they
Are any of them?
glow, perhaps, or if they look interesting, maybe.
Not. I mean, that would help if you're willing. I'd be grateful. But first, let's make sure that the giants understand that you are with us. So I'll look around and see if there's any of our allies approaching.
What? Just by looking around in the courtyard, or how are you going about
Fly
that?
up a little ways.
Okay. So you, using your wings, go up into the air to try to get a better look around. You can see that the snow, the flurry of snow has started to abate at this point, down to just a couple of flakes per minute, I guess. And you can now see a bit more clearly down the massive stairs to the west, and you see a group of giants currently making their way up the great steps, passing by corpses of other giants in their path. Give me a perception check, I guess.
Sure. Oh, that's the initiative perception.
A regular
Perception, I always
non-initiative
have to hunt
perception.
for. Yeah, I have to always hunt for that. I can't.
It's right.
Other
It's right
actions.
above that.
No. Oh, it's right. It's right next to.
Yeah. It's,
Okay.
Yeah,
I
right
always
above
think
it.
that it's somewhere else, but it's not.
Okay.
Good roll. 47 total.
Yeah, you look and try to get a better look at who these giants are, and you can see pretty clearly the robes of Gukak, surrounded by his closest giant allies, and they're all making their way up the stairs towards you. So they look like allies.
Okay, I'll tell Asher and the Spared where they're coming from, and we'll start making our way towards them as a group.
Okay, so you're gonna go
Yes.
try and meet them on the stairs.
Acceptable.
It'll take them like 10 minutes to get up here.
Or at
but-
the gate.
Okay, so
We
you're
can
just
wait for
gonna...
them at the front gates.
Okay. So you go to meet them at the gates. Do I bother putting them on the field? Sure. Yeah, the 10 minutes pass as they make their way up. They're going to be very tiny. I'm not going to bother putting their icons on the field, but
I can't move. I can't move Phelan, but he just became big for some reason. Anyway, doesn't matter.
I
He's
put
with me.
pest form on him, and it makes him
Expired.
My version of
Oh.
pest form
It
expires
fades after
every
10
time I.
minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you see Gukak and the others making their way up, and as they see you, Gukak waves, and there's like a smile you haven't seen before on his face. He's normally very stoic and almost grumpy in demeanor, but he seems positively beaming as he's marching his way up. Gunn, there you are. So I take it was a success.
Yes. Largely, not completely. We're down a man.
Ah, his expression lowers as you say that, realizing why you might be discontent. Why is he showing up as a medium creature? Damn it. He's large, I tell you, large.
We know his secret already.
Even if you knew his secret, he'd still be large. Okay. I'll put some giants around him. He's got some cloud giants. Ugh. He glances around. It's the druid then, I take it. Greshy was his name, correct?
Yes. That's right. He fell in a battle with the mithril mage, who was unexpectedly here. No, we knew he was coming. We knew he'd be here.
Such are the casualties of war. We've lost a number of our own as well, but I think the day is won.
It is. And we may yet be able to recover him. Although it will take some time. May we count on your assistance with that if needed?
Assistance? I'm afraid I've no knowledge of the arts of resurrection. But if you need me, I suppose I can attempt to offer what little I'm able.
I will contact you when I have a plan in mind. Or Asher will. But right now, we don't know any specifics yet.
Very well. I remain in your
the-
debt for the great service that you've done our people. I imagine in an hour's time we should be able to wrap up the remaining battles in the city. And with that, all of Karzug's forces in Sin Shalas will have been dealt with. All that remains is his forces on the road to the peak. The city is ours.
We may simply circumvent those forces if all goes according to plan, but we're not heading that direction until we consolidate a little bit. I think we'll leave the fort itself in your hands, but these are our allies, known as the Spared. Please let your men know to treat them as such. Introduce Morgiv.
Morgiv will say a little meek, hello, I'm Morgiv. These are my brethren. And Gukak would nod, I've heard talk of small ones such as yourselves in this city. Very well, I shall inform the others. Or, you shall inform the others, he says, tapping the cloud giant who's standing right next to him on the shoulder. Please, go inform everyone that these are not to be harmed. They are on our side. Yes, Lord Gukak, the cloud giant says, and he'll go glide down the stairs. Yes, if you'll... While I would love for us giant folk to return to the Storval plateau where we belong, as I said, we do owe you a great debt. We are more than willing to hold the city and prevent Karzug from retaking it for as long as you need. I will muster whatever forces I can.
Much
We will try
appreciated.
to hold the northern gates. We should also be able to, now that the rune giants are dealt with, make deals with the giants on the road here as well, to the south. Their forces will no doubt want to rethink their plans, knowing that their beloved Karzug has fallen. Or at least his subordinates, anyway.
Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Asher, what do you think? Where should we go from here?
We should go somewhere very safe. Maybe back underground for now to collect what we're gonna do later, but just want to see if there's anything up here. Maybe the Mithril Mage has stuff on him.
Yeah, that's true. We should definitely take a look at him and Lucretia and make sure that they 3 of the powerful foes here, we need to make sure that they don't get brought back a second time.
Ooh,
The
yeah.
dragon crashed into one of the bar towers in the southwest. The Lamia and the mage here. Then we'll be out
What's-
of your hair, I think.
I see. We can assist you with that if needed. Otherwise, I shall.
The dragon, he would be the best one to have some help with. Perhaps we can.
What would you have us do? Dismember him?
Cover from him. Yeah. Well, again,
Yeah.
before I know the details on that, I kind of need to continue my research. Certainly, having his body intact is a liability. However, even a piece, perhaps we should burn it. Look at Asher.
Woo, do what
Or-
you want. Oh, you mean I will help burn it?
Or we could take the teeth, scales, fangs, claws, bones, anything that could be particularly useful. If you're, I'll leave that decision to how Asher's feeling, certainly.
Oh. Well, I would take its heart, but I'm not convinced it has one.
Ooh.
The teeth will have to do.
Well,
The
it sounds
wrath
like
Yeah.
the.
glows slightly.
Asher, how about Asher takes care of the dragon and I'll take care of the other 2?
Well, it sounds like you
Poddle, poddle,
need your
poddle.
time alone. Very well. I shall regroup with the others and bring a contingent here to hold the fortress. And Gukak will turn and make his way back down the stairs, along with his cloud giant friend. Okay.
Does that work for you, Asher?
Yes. Does work for me. I hope we can find literally anything that will help us.
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Can we zoom out?
I'm gonna speed through this. What are you doing?
Searching
to the
Lucretia, searching the Mithril Mage, and leaving the dragon to Asher.
I will ponder what I'm gonna do with this dragon. Well, I guess I'll search the dragon and then think of how I would stop something from coming back to life.
Okay. Let's see. So I'm probably just gonna make you sad and tell you that any loot from these guys is I'll deal with in between sessions because I don't want to worry about that right now.
That doesn't make me sad.
No, I'm fine with that.
I hope it's all the spellcasting items.
It's probably not going to be all the spellcasting items. I can give you a rough description of what they would have.
Asher
they-
cast arcane spells now.
Can I?
Actually,
the rune.
you can.
I don't
now
know
that
what
you
the
have
rune does.
Yes, I'll have to give you the rune.
Oh, shit.
It's in our resources.
Let me find that information for you. Hang on.
Oh,
Could actually
Yeah.
turn out to be pretty clutch.
Yes,
we have
potentially.
this. We have a scroll of teleport that we otherwise might not be able to use.
I suddenly have the knowledge and anger of so many people.
If Greshy is finding, or Will is finding the information that I gave him
Yeah, I got
on
it
the
here
Rune
for
of
you.
Wrath,
Oh, thank you.
because I don't remember what I did.
There you are.
Let's see. These guys are kind of spread out over a lot of books because they are recurring villains. And he's not in that chapter. What chapter does he appear? Okay. There he is. I want to tweak his stuff, though. Anything obvious? Yeah, he's got a cool staff, a cool cloak, some kind of interesting magical rod. He does have 500 gold worth of diamond dust on him. That's the one thing that might be interesting to you right now.
Definitely could come in handy.
As for Lucretia, she has... he would also have one of the Sahedron rings on him. Lucretia likewise has a Sahedron ring, as well as... she has even less interesting items on her, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. I will just owe you that.
Find her diary.
She does not have her diary
There
on
one
her.
more lieutenant that we haven't dealt with. The Lamia Queen.
Yeah.
There is a Lamia Queen, but you've not seen her in the
Shough?
city, and I believe you've heard that she's not here. She's normally at
Yeah, I think she was
the-
up in the mountain.
Yeah, you know that she's normally at the House of Divine Consumption, but she was not there when you were there.
Okay.
And the dragon does not have anything new. He does not even have his ring because I believe you took it.
Mm-hmm.
Yoink.
Ours now.
If Asher, are you trying to harvest anything from the dragon's body?
It's just a harvest situation. I'm trying.
You mentioned trying to take teeth and stuff. I don't know if you're actually going to do that.
Oh. I was mostly pondering, like, how would I stop something from coming back to life? But were we actually planning on taking things from the dragon? I just assumed it was trying to keep it from coming back.
You can take your pick. Whichever you think is most important.
I want to stop it from coming back for the most part.
Okay. If
Read the
the
new things I have.
if the two of you are thinking about what you'd need to do, you both, I believe, already know the reincarnate ritual, as you were taught it by Miriana.
Miriana.
So you would know everything about the reincarnate ritual already. But you know that's much more of a nature-y thing. An arcane wizard team and his army probably not really going to try that spell. Any other spells you would have to think about. I guess it would be an Arcana check if you wanted to know about stuff other than that.
Arcana is truly special.
You have it now.
I can't.
Oh,
use
actually,
spells,
Arcana
but-
or religion. There's kind of two different
ways to go about that, I suppose.
No different to me.
I guess I'll try a religion.
Yes, that
Okay.
would help. I'll try it anyway for fun. You're probably doing better than me. But I got
Getting a
32.
Asher, were you already trained in Arcana?
Yes.
You should have an expert training in Arcana now.
Oh, that changes. Fuck.
Nice.
That's part of being RuneScarred.
All right, that'll be a 34 for Asher in Arcana, and a 43 for
that.
Gunn. Gunn, you would know that there are very high-level caster ways to bring people back to life. They tend to be fairly expensive and difficult to do. And fairly uncommon for people even to know how. You have heard of clerics specifically bringing people back from the dead with a spell known as Raise Dead. It is only on the divine list, so you know that you need to be a divine caster to do it. That requires the creature's body to be present and relatively intact. And they have to have died within the last 3 days. The other thing you would know about is the Resurrect Ritual, which is kind of the more deliberate version of Raise Dead, which doesn't require as strong of a... you don't need to be like a cleric to be able to cast it. You just need to know the full ritual and how it works and all of that stuff. But that one is much more complicated and much more expensive. I guess Raise Dead costs like 200 times their level. Oh, nope, it goes up as the creature levels up. So higher level creatures require even more money to bring back, and the same is true of Resurrect. It might actually be less money for Resurrect.
600 GP per level.
For an 18th level creature. Yeah. But both of those, I believe, require the body. Resurrect needs the body to be present and relatively intact. Raise Dead needs the body to be present and relatively intact.
You
I
can
guess
do
very
resurrect,
very high level
heightened
resurrect
at that
yeah.
level without the body, but and you'd have to do that anyway at the level that we are. But it's also costly and involved.
Yeah, it requires 9 to 16 additional casters that are all very high level. Plus a lot of money, plus a full day.
Okay. So, if Asher asked me, I'll say that like anything that requires the body would be something that they would need the body intact for. So it seems like just simply either destroying it or even separating it into components, pieces, like harvesting parts would probably be enough to dissuade most attempts to revive the dragon. Except for very high level things like what we may have to use for Greshy.
Perhaps we should burn it. Can we burn it? Is there wood? I guess we'd have to make a pyre. I don't think dragons are necessarily... Well, this one seemed to be quite flammable, so...
Yes, it was in fact. You would know there's also fire giants on your side, so...
Oh, yes. Yeah, enlist the help. I guess I have flame vortex. Very
Yeah.
tall.
You can
Stand
certainly
the
do it
dragon
yourself.
up. It's big. Is it like next to any wooden buildings? Somehow I can't see the map.
Well, it's dark
Give it a
now, so.
refresh.
Oh, you can't see at all?
Oh. Would
It
I have...
might just be nighttime,
Yeah, I
I
couldn't
think.
see anything. It was...
Yeah, it's nighttime and you don't have dark vision. The sun is set as you guys have
I
been
do have
working.
dark vision, though.
Um,
I have my glasses.
your dark vision's not activated then on your character.
That's bad. Let me activate it. It should certainly be. Alright. Glad that's not a glitch then. Come here, you. Dark vision. Dark vision.
Which item was it? The Goggles of Night.
That doesn't seem right.
Oh, they just give you greater dark vision. Okay, I think you just need to, let's say, senses. I will give you greater dark vision on your character. There you go.
Ah.
That should work.
Yeah, thank you.
What doesn't
Yes.
seem right?
My archetype feats has master spellcasting at 16 and then master sorcerer spellcasting at 18. I don't think that is right.
Oh,
I think it should be 18. I don't think master spellcasting is a...
Oh yeah, I'm not sure what master spellcasting is. Oh, pervasive magic? What's that?
That's an alternate rule option, if I remember right.
That's not what was supposed to be there, but I
Yeah, that's definitely not supposed to be
recall
there.
what was there. I feel like there was a bastion feat there.
Probably. We can work it out later. What are you guys doing?
Yeah, the one that lets me yeah. Well, I mean, I was trying to figure out when I would get access to cast 8th level spells using master, which is only at 20th level, not 19. So Raise Dead is probably out, even if the ashes counted as the body.
They do not. The ashes do not count as the body being relatively intact.
Well, yeah. If there was anything in between intact and without the body at all, I don't know, but it doesn't seem like there is.
No. Raise Dead and Raise Dead and Resurrect, you specifically put them back in the body that you have. So if you had, if they lost a limb, they would still come back with a lost limb. But Reincarnate just gives them a whole new body, so you just need a little bit of the body to anchor to. The actual remains are not required. Or the actual full body is not required, just some aspect of the remains.
Okay. Well, after that, I think if we're all done, we can start heading back towards our underground headquarters.
I think I'll ask the flame giants if they, or UCAC, or whoever you see, if they can just burn the shit out of the dragon corpse.
They're not back yet, but you can give that message to Morgiv or the Spared, and they can go relay that.
Ooh, yes. I will give that message to them.
Do you want them to burn all the bodies or just the dragon?
Burn all the bodies. Just in case.
Asher says callously.
He he's quiet he thinks about it for me. He's like, I suppose we don't really need to burn the bodies. So then the little wrath symbol glows a little. He's like, no, we should burn them. We should definitely burn them. We don't want any of them coming back.
All right. We'll let them know. And
Very well. And Morgiv and the other spared will make haste to go assist or relay messages to the giants and let them know that you want them to come burn the bodies over here once they are able. All right. What are the two of you to do then?
Want to go underground?
Should we wait until that's done? Or should we go underground now?
If you want to see him burn for fun.
Cathartic, maybe a little bit. Start thinking about what we have, what we can do to bring Greshy back.
Yeah, that's what's most important to me right now. Trust the
Okay.
giants will burn things.
Yeah, if you guys want to wait up here and watch as it'll be like an hour before they're kind of ready to come back up, but after another hour
We can
or so,
Ooh.
I'll say
We
2
can-
hours.
let Rock out. We can heal everybody up during that time
Sure.
with short resting and
You have lay on hands. You can do it a bunch
Rock.
of times.
See if Yep.
Okay.
Just every couple of minutes, reach out and tap Phelan and Rock and Asher.
You guys can all go up to full HP. That's fine. I'm gonna just
Does
assume
Rock-
that that's the case. Rock should
Does
no
Rock get better in the
longer-
time that we've waited?
What does the spell say?
And I don't want to interrupt, but
This
could I
slows down.
take a quick bathroom break? I'm actually dying.
Yes, go.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yes, Rock is no longer slowed, but he is still clearly fatigued and I believe enfeebled as well. No, he's no longer enfeebled. Just fatigued.
Just fatigued. That's fine. Nobody else has any negative conditions stuck on them.
Nope.
Nope, other than death, the ultimate condition.
Then, after the dragon is at least burning, we can probably start heading back. We can fly. Can we both ride on Rock?
Yeah, if it's the two of you, it would maybe make Rock a little bit encumbered, but alright, Rock would be encumbered, but you could still fly easily enough with the two of you on.
If he's okay with that. I know he's tired, but we'll get him taken care of when we get back to headquarters. But
This is no problem.
we should be safe enough in the city now to fly there.
He indicates to you that it's fine. He'll manage.
He's a stalwart friend.
Okay, so where are you flying to after the bonfire gets set off?
The entrance to the hidden beast lair that's
Okay.
nearest.
So you're just making your
I
way
think that's
back
where
to the
we-
hidden beast lair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
So it's probably like another 2 hours by the time you make it back to the lair.
now we know reincarnate.
Yes.
We know about resurrect, and we have a scroll of raise dead. I think
Correct.
we don't know. We don't have anyone here who's actually trained with the resurrect ritual.
No. And you would know that it's an uncommon spell, so if you were going to try to use it, you need to go somewhere you could find it and go find it. You need to either find somebody who already knows it or find some source that has the spell or has the ritual available.
Does Rock know it? could he teach me what was needed?
You ask Brock, and he shakes his head. I'm afraid that spells are beyond my knowledge.
Okay. Are you so if a character is the proper level, are they able to perform an 8th level ritual without having 8th level spell slots?
Correct. Rituals do not require spell casting at all.
Okay.
You don't even need to be a spellcaster.
Okay.
You just need to be a character of the appropriate level.
That's what I thought. I just wanted to confirm. Like,
Yep. It's just the primary caster who needs that, who has the limitation. Everyone else can be whatever level they want.
well,
They just have to meet a difficult check.
then here are our options. If we want to resurrect Greshy, we probably need to teleport or otherwise travel to somewhere where we can learn the spell, locate a number of assistants to cast it, and then return back here. If we want to attempt reincarnate, we should be able to do that. Basically here and without that much difficulty, right? It's secondary casters 2. We'll need 1 additional person to help us, and we could do it. I think reincarnate is our best bet. We are still on the doomsday clock. I think we should go talk to Greshy's mom and see if either her or
Swavenka.
the naiad friend, Swavenka, thank you, are able to help us out, either with the reincarnate or with the learning of the resurrection.
I think that's the best idea as well, actually. And we should at least bring his mom his ashes.
This slurry jar.
Yeah, the slowly
We'll have to
half melted.
Grass water.
Well,
Maybe
it's
we can set
still
something up.
below freezing out. It's not melting anytime soon.
Oh, okay.
We're in-
well,
we're in
I
the-
hugged it.
we get our way
maybe a
back to
little
the
bit.
hidden
He's
beast
holding
lair.
it
We
like
make a fire.
this.
We make a campfire in the lair. What time
We
is it?
cook the water.
Is it late night now?
Yeah, it's like midnight 15 the next day, so it is actually Moon Day, Badius the 28th. Can I change the date? I would like to. It's my Pathfinder day. There we go. Moon Day.
I still have some. Before we go to bed, maybe I'll try sending to Greshy's mom. Whose name I can't recall suddenly. Anyway, ma'am, we are on our way back to visit. We're on our way back. We need your help. We'll arrive tomorrow. Can you or Swavenka help with rituals or perform rituals?
Okay. You hear, after a moment, you hear back a familiar voice of Goldsdom. She not maybe picking up on the severity of your tone. We're more than happy to have you lot back at our house. There's a bit of static there, so you don't catch the next couple of words, but would be happy to assist in any rituals or spellcasting you might, and a bit more static, and then the message ends.
Okay. I think they will likely be able to help us,
Ooh.
and we can visit them in the morning. I think the primary plan will be to go for a reincarnate tomorrow. So before hitting the sack, if there's anything we need to convert for that, I'll try to, let's see, rare herbs worth 300 times 18. So
Unfortunately,
let's take a look at the chest of...
Fortunately, the chest of conversion can't do organic.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Okay.
I hunt for rare herbs.
Well then, is there a particular rare herb that we know that's needed for this, or?
You know that a lot of particular herbs could suffice.
I have one more sending.
Give me a nature check, or you could try to ask.
I'll ask Asher to tell me the herbs that we can
Yes.
use for this, and I'm gonna send back.
How's my nature not better? I think about herbs. I have a 39 thinking about these herbs.
Okay. You
Do I
try to
know?
think on what herbs would qualify or satisfy this ritual that might be in the area, and you imagine an image pops in your head of a white flower. You're trying to think of what it is, and then snowbell. You think snowbell might work.
Snowbell.
Second sending. P.S. We will probably need just a massive amount of snowbell. As much as you can find.
How much snowbell is a lot of snowbell?
5,400 gold worth is what we need. I don't know how much.
How much is one snowbell?
Snowbells in this area, the Verizian snowbell is in fact quite rare and quite expensive. You actually probably don't need too many of them, but they grow. Asher would know that they grow on like isolated peaks of mountains, usually in small clusters of like 4 or 5. So you might need like 2 batches of those, 2 or 3 batches of those to.
I mean, it's possible that they already have them on hand, given that they are a naiad and a quite knowledgeable dwarf lady. She had a background similar to Greshy's, right? She
I
was
don't
also
remember.
Did you
I
ask?
think.
No, I don't think I ever thought to ask what the profession of Greshy's mom was.
I mean,
Well,
you
I
really
know that-
can't ask Greshy now, so.
I know that Greshy had
Greshy!
a flower that was hers that was a rare flower.
I was actually going to ask about the flower and if Greshy produced a flower upon his death. Does he get a cool druid flower?
Oh,
we should've-
that's a good point, but no, I know the reason why not, but you didn't see any such thing at the time.
Maybe because his body was disintegrated.
That might be fine.
Oh, let's try to dry those ashes out too. Let's set those up with like a sieve by the. Like maybe we can melt the snow into water and then drain the
You have a
water out.
sieve? I have a sieve.
You do?
You can use some cloth.
No.
Oh,
Don't think so.
We-
Yeah,
we
I
can-
think
in
I
that
have
case.
cloth.
Okay, so yeah, you set up you melt the snow with some light warmth from the campfire inside the yurt. You then drain the water out using a folded up cloth to keep as much of the ashes inside, and then you're left with just a tiny pile of ashes inside this mason jar that Asher's got. Seal up the lid tight again.
Can we
and-
melt some of these potions from that we found at the same time?
Yes,
were
yes,
frozen
you
in
can. Yeah, you
the
can
vials.
thaw.
Okay.
You can thaw any of the potions that you've got that were frozen.
All right, we'll do that. Do that at the same time. And
Okay.
then we'll get to bed.
All right. Go ahead and hit your rest buttons, but you'll sleep for your 8 hours
Or my 2.
or your 2. Asher gets up early. Oh shit! Sorry. Did you sent a
4
message
hours?
to? Sorry,
Yeah,
there's
it
one more
was,
sending
it
that got
was the
sent.
second sending with, yeah, and that was it. There's like if you have any snowbell, we might need just like a massive amount of snowbell, as much as you can get your hands on.
I'll let Svavenka know. I don't know much, and then static until the end of the message.
Okay, cool. I made sure to say it at least twice, so hopefully one of them got through.
Yep. All right. You awaken this day, Moon Day, Abadius the 28th. Hearts heavy.
Do I have 4 hours? Sorry, at night.
Yes, you would have had 4 hours at night to.
read?
Yes, you could have been reading angrily or sadly.
Yeah, angry read. I'm going to learn
Anger
this
read.
fucking spell. I will learn this spell before I die. Need one more downtime on top of this. All right, we're
All right.
almost there.
Rock awakens no longer fatigued. Phelan is looking very forlorn, even in his puppy form. He's kind of despondent, not really moving in reaction to anything. He's just staring at the campfire.
We're gonna go take care of that, right? We're gonna go see Ghoulstum. We're gonna go get Greshy back.
Yeah, we're gonna get him back. Don't worry.
Okay. So you do your hour of normal
Will
daily
he become
prep.
a dog person?
You think to yourself about Greshy, knowing the results
Yeah.
of the last time a reincarnate was used in front of your eyes.
Greshy might be a dog as well. How exciting! What an opportunity. I will prepare a slightly different spell today.
I still think the best result here is Greshy comes back as a Naiad. I think that would be quite the poetic flip-flop, and also pretty in character, pretty on brand.
No, what would be on brand would be Greshy coming back as a dwarf.
Damn
Exactly the same, completely unchanged.
He looks at himself and
Stubbornness
goes,
incarnate.
"Ah,
Stubbornness
not again."
reincarnate, really.
I mean,
Okay.
let's see.
Yeah.
Spells prepared, everything packed up. What do you do?
Can we fly there?
Sure.
Is it her place and this place are both on the mountain? They're not.
Yeah, it's about 2 hours, or I think I said it was like about 2 hours outside the city to the south.
If we can double up on rock, we can get there pretty quickly. Or if Asher simply turns into a bird, Then I can have Gunn and Puppy Phelan and Tiny Bird Asher. And then
Give me
and then I
4
ride
more
Rock.
hours to read.
just bring my
won't be
menagerie.
able to
I mean,
do
if
things.
you take the morning to read before you set off.
I must read for 4 hours straight.
Asher's
I
like,
almost have it.
saving Greshy is cool and all, but this book is so engaging.
You don't understand. I'm so close to a breakthrough. It's been months.
What are you reading?
If I could just have proper procedures for polymorphing. I'm trying to get in the 56 hours for perfect form control, and I have 13 of my 14 downtimes.
I think
And I must do it.
I think you'll have time
Yes, I will have time at some
later.
point.
So
But I can certainly turn to a bird. Big bird. With form control is how long?
small bird.
Small bird's slower than big bird.
Yeah, small bird's
But
very
I
So I
slow.
can be
Carry-
small bird and
I can
beyond
carry
rock.
small bird, right?
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
So I can be small bird.
That's where I was going.
That's a better idea.
You do have the bag of containment too, so it's not like carrying it should be an issue.
True.
Everybody can just go hang out in the bag.
So, which thing's happening?
I want to make sure the timing on it. I can't remember if it's an hour or.
Isn't that like all day?
I can use the once a day thing to have all day.
Oh, right.
But
Well, that's
4. If you allow me 4 hours, I can just have it.
Form control
Um,
normally is just 1 hour.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it is an hour. That's why it's like probably better to fly myself in this case. Because then I can just land, do it again, and fly. And then still have it.
wait. You could also just hang out in the bag of containment. Heck,
but I'll
you could climb in and wait. Can you
How long does it
use that?
need?
Can you use that staff that Greshy had to
Yes,
do the air bubble
I can
thing,
use the staff.
and then climb in the bag and read for 2 hours while we're on a
Can I
flight?
see? Oh, I have dark vision. Can I guess I can crawl in as a bird.
No, you don't even need to be a bird.
Can I fit in the bag? As a human?
What was my ruling on
We
this?
put a bear in
bag?
there.
Wasn't it very tiny at the time? It was a small bear. Sure, whatever. Yes. Yeah, if you cast air bubble, you could fit in the bag of containment.
Okay. I can do that.
There
it's
is
very
no
funny.
in-flight movie.
I'll read my. I feel like I can't read in a.
No, it would be
dimensional
too uncomfortable.
I try. It doesn't work. Hesher puts the book back and just sits in the dark with his jar of Greshy held
All right.
against
You
him.
can get down there
So you guys are
at full
flying.
rock speed.
All right. So you arrive a bit before noon. So you fly out of the city. You see the fires from yesterday have largely gone out. There's in a couple of places, as you're, I guess, flying to the south, you might notice that Krakenaratha has some kind of flag raised over the fortress. It's just, it's as you kind of look at it, it's not even a real flag. It's more like just a big piece of perhaps a giant cloth. Maybe from one of the giant's outer tunics or something that's been strung up like it's a flag, billowing over the fortress. You continue further south past the camps of giants. They don't seem to react to you like they did the first time. You see no Kutrima in the air, as they've all largely been dealt with. You glide your way down the mountainside towards the misty forest around the frozen lake, and land at the tree at the house of Greshy's mother, Goldstone. You see the door swing open abruptly, and there you are! She says, clapping her hands together, and as you're like landing, I thought I heard you. I was just making some tea for the three of you, she says, realizing that Greshy isn't there with you.
We open the bag and Asher comes out, and then
The jar.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's just the one of you. Asher tumbles out onto the grass.
Did Greshy have a scarf or anything? Did he have a little scarf?
He had a scarf amongst his rags and scraps and everything, yes.
Asher's wrapped the scarf around the jar nicely, so it's like the neck of the jar is the scarf, and he tumbles out of the thing holding the Greshy scarf jar.
She doesn't know what to make of this, looking at you there on the ground. And she's like looking at the bag, half expecting Greshy to roll out of there as well.
So Greshy has fallen, but we're here to bring him back.
Fallen? Fallen? No, I told my son to come back alive.
And he will.
Her like expression darkens for a moment and then kind of cracks, and she like turns away. And she just goes back in the building.
I'll reach out, but then like let my hand drop.
That seems reasonable. Asher just holds the Greshy jar as he gets up.
A few minutes pass, and eventually the door cracks open again. I'm sorry, she says as she's carrying a tray of teacups. They're all very simply made, like clay cups, roughly in the shape of a teacup. And she brings
sorry,
them out
ma'am.
to you. No, I
don't know any way. I don't know how I could have softened that.
I've already had all the other men in my life leave me. It's just one more. But
no, I'm serious though. We have the means to bring him back, and that's what we're going to be doing today, provided we can find enough snowbell and
so that's
help us with the ritual.
She sighs, and I see. That's why my darling looked so dire last night when I told her. Well, she should be back in a few hours, I hope. Here, have some tea.
Thank you.
And come inside.
Asher will take some tea as well.
We have done this once before, but it had some interesting side effects. He may, unless you know anyone who knows the proper resurrection, we're going to need to make a new body.
If I
And
knew
this
how to
magic
bring
is
people
somewhat
back from the
unpredictable.
dead, I would have done so long ago, I think. But
I had to ask.
Svavenka probably knows, or seemed to know something about... The moment I said Snowbell, she... Anyway. Yes, if what you say is true, I guess I have no choice but to trust you.
We will do our absolute best.
Her eyes catch sight of the Greshy jar in Asher's hands, and she, tears start to well up, and she just has to look away. Let me know if you need anything. I'll...
Greshy Char.
I think I'm gonna go chop wood, she says, reaching for roughly made hatchet and exiting the hut. Do you guys do anything, or do you just wait for her, or wait for Svavenka to return?
Are we we're inside?
Yeah, you're inside.
Yeah. I'm gonna put Greshy's ashes on a chair as if he were still here with us. Greshy is here. Push him in. There he is.
There's a little wooden
were there
stool.
3 cups of tea?
Yes, there were 3 cups of tea.
I'll give him one. I'm giving him his cup of tea.
You place the cup of tea on the stool,
Well,
and steam rises up.
yeah, just for Greshy. He'll enjoy that. He'll enjoy the tea. Excellent time. I guess we just wait. Do we have any prep that we need to do for this?
I'm checking. I'm thinking about it.
Do you know who's doing which roles?
Let's see. Primary check, nature.
Ooh.
Expert, I think.
Yep.
I am an expert.
You're a nature expert. I'm not. So, Asher, you'll have to lead it. I can help.
I need... It's a 40, isn't it?
Yes, I have pre-calculated. The primary check is a expert nature DC 40 to bring back a level 18th character. There's 2 secondary checks needed. One's a DC 35 religion and a DC 35 occultism.
Is it specifically religion, one occultism, or is it?
Yes.
Either
You
or?
need one of each. And they have to all be different
Okay.
people.
So we need an occultist
Or another nature expert.
or another nature expert. We could ask Svavenka to be the primary.
Technically, it needs to be somebody who's occultism as well, or who is capable of doing occultism. The nature is the primary, so you have the one primary, and then you have the 2 mandatory secondary checks. All
For
3 of
Asher
them.
to take on the occultism if Svavenka
Oh, I
or
see.
Goldman
Sure.
can't.
Yeah.
We would
Right.
need probably to ask Svavenka to be the primary and take the nature check, which
Right.
I'd rather not do. I'd rather keep it in the party.
I need to roll a 14
But-
or higher.
If Goulston is an accomplished,
Yes, I will allow you to use hero
Druid.
points, but I do not have hero points to give Svavenka if she rolls.
Yes. 14, 6, 14, 13, 12 if I use my 2 at any point.
I don't think we know anyone else that we can get here to do the occultism. So it kind of depends whether Svavenka has occultism or Goulston or Svavenka has nature. But those checks are just trained. What do they
You
have
don't
to
even need to be trained. You just have to meet a 35.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's only the
Okay.
primary check that has
Easier
the
if you are.
requirements on it.
I see.
And
I will allow you to
Failing
use
the
hero
secondary-
points, even though technically, for the audience's purposes, rituals and downtime activities don't normally allow you to use fortune effects, which includes hero points.
Mhm.
But I've generally been allowing it, so I will continue to allow it.
failing the secondary check
Shenanigans.
as long as you don't crit fail it, won't actually bork the ritual. So.
Okay. Well, if you guys are just largely chilling until she arrives, it is about 2 hours. So Asher, if you want to read for 2 hours, you can. If you think you've got the mind space for it, otherwise you might be mentally preparing.
Can Asher combine that with the 2 hours on the way here to hit 4 hours?
No.
Well, I couldn't read in the bag.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I'll read my book to Greshy to calm my own nerves because Asher's like, this is hard for him. So he's like, all right, Greshy, I'm reading you this book.
Lovely. I think Asher got some more points too.
Oh yeah, I counted 2. I did the first 2. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Asher is up to 7 points.
It's like
Okay.
random what he comes back as. We don't get to choose his form,
You do not.
which is exciting.
Okay.
Is it truly like a roll?
Yeah,
It
it is
seems
a
like a
random roll.
DM's,
Okay.
but it's
there
DM's
a
discretion what's in the pool. There's not
Oh,
a,
okay.
Yes.
it
Yeah.
says
GM does do the rolling.
What?
Common
Based
to the
on-
region, I think is the phrasing.
possible ancestries based on those found in the region. Could roll 1d6 common ancestry, but we'll see.
All right. So yeah, takes a couple hours, but a bit after noon, while the sun is still high in the sky, you hear a fit of crying from outside, and Slovenka comforting Gouldstone. No, my love, it is fine. I know that our friends can... Oh, please, no, don't cry like that. Please, please. We will take care of it. And the door cracks open, and there is the beautiful nude pink form of Slovenka. I think she has long black hair. I don't have her art easily accessible, and I could have been doing it while you were thinking, but I forgot. But she's got clustered in her arms some clutches of or bundles of white flowers. These were the best I could find on such short notice, my friends, but is it true? He is gone.
Well, yes,
For the
but
moment.
his ashes are here, but he is gone.
Well, you do have the ashes, that is good. By the nature of your request, I assume you already know what you are getting into. Your friend may not come back the same as he was. Is this okay with you?
We know there is another way, but we don't know that way, unless you are, unless you yourself are trained in performing that other ritual. I think this is the best available.
She shakes her head. No, we Fae, we are not accustomed to bringing things back other than through this more natural cycle. It always involves a new
Even
body.
Even if we did use this scroll that we have to teleport back to civilization, there's no guarantee we could find someone to teach this other ritual, and no guarantee we could find someone to replace the teleportation scroll so that we could return here in a timely manner. And given that we're on the clock for Karzug himself resurrecting, it's not really feasible. It's got to be this way.
Then we had better begin. Come. The ley lines are stronger by the waterside. And she will lead you out of the shack, past Greshy's mother,
We need,
who is... Oh, yeah. She'll stop.
We need a third person for this ritual. Can we ask which role you could fulfill?
I can definitely assist you if you... Do you have... I can...
Will you be?
I can act as the primary, or
Will
I can...
you be using occult knowledge, or?
I have my own special way. She's saying that she can
Okay.
fill the secondary, or the second secondary caster. Regardless of what options you pick.
Then I think it's to Asher to lead if he wants.
I will do my best. My absolute best.
She'll lead you over to the frozen lake and direct you to place the ashes on, or dump the ashes out onto a bit of the ice. And she'll lay out the flowers all around it. Now, I only have enough to try this the one time. If you are not successful, you will need to seek out more, but it is not impossible, so please do not lose hope. It will just take more time.
We learned this ritual from Miriana's shade and used it on her former lover.
It is very much her.
Fitting that we use it again here with you. Thank you for your help.
I'm more than glad to help those who would assist my sister. Now, she kneels by the
first.
waterside. Yes, we will do the secondaries first. Who would you like, Slovenka, to go first, or would you like to go first, Gunn?
I'll go first. I'm gonna fate.
Okay, you're using your 9 fate points. To bring him back, you must remember a time with him. It can be anything, as long as it is a memory that you hold dear.
I mean, Greshy was there to help me with my situation. With my family. And he did so without judging. So I appreciate him as a friend through long journeys we've had.
Okay, you close your eyes
I'm
and
a good fellow.
remember him standing at your side as you dragged the party into your business back in Riddleport.
As we face down the council in Riddleport.
Yep. Okay, go ahead and give me that religion roll. Yeah, plus 9
Trying,
points
I'm
to
gonna
it.
not be able to add. Yeah, I can't put fate. Oh, you gotta be. Oh, saved my reroll. So
That's a
I'm gonna
natural
use
one.
that
Here
You
come the
can-
one.
Here they come.
now. Did not use my.
Using your hero point.
There we go.
There you go.
Yep, hero point.
Okay, that's a
So,
42
with 9, that makes it
plus the
51.
9 to 51. I believe that passes. That is a critical success. So the primary check is going to have a +2 circumstance bonus.
Okay. Svenka, for her part, will close her eyes. She wouldn't have as strong memories of Greshy, but double check.
Perhaps Ghoulstum has told her stories about Greshy. Growing up or something.
Okay. She is rolling. She got a 39. So that is a regular success, which offers a +0 circumstance bonus. So she has not ruined the ritual with her presence. She has fulfilled her part. As the two of you, the ritual takes 4 hours to do. So the first 2 hours are kind of the setup and the prayers, and this third hour is the two of you doing your secondary checks. While Asher the entire time is enacting his primary check. The ashes begin to glow faintly.
Flowers.
The white flowers, the snowbells, begin to quiver and slightly float in the air ever so gently. There's a warm breeze blowing through all of your clothing. You can feel that something is starting to happen. Asher.
It's time to mess it up. I did add Gunn's bonus on here. I added
Okay.
my fate points
And
on
you're using your fate
here.
points as well. All right. It's a total of +10.
Yes. And here, I'm ready for the 1, and then I'll re-roll if it's the 1. Here it comes.
What's your before you roll? What's your
I'm going
memory
to.
of?
Yeah. Well, I was about to say. Asher thinks of. It's not like a specific. It is kind of specific. Whenever Asher tries to pretty much do something kind of foolish, Greshy's always like, "No, we need you alive. No, I need to keep you alive." And Asher thinks of all the times that Greshy really wanted to keep Asher alive, and Asher really wants to keep Greshy alive. And Greshy's done his job, and now Asher wants to do his part. So that's what he thinks really hard on.
All right.
As he rolls, yes, a 51 with all of his bonuses and love. I had to roll a 3,
Okay.
basically, to get a 40.
51 on reincarnate is a critical success. The jar of ashes. Oh, sorry, it's not the jar anymore. It's just the ashes there. The ashes begin to float up and dissolve as a small green light begins to glow in their center where they once were. It glows brighter and brighter and brighter, and something starts to form at its center, a small golden light, or golden orb, or something of that nature. It begins to form gradually into an embryo, very quickly starts to accelerate growth, becoming humanoid in nature. And you're witnessing like a body from birth to full life, in its full naked glory, as it's also kind of spinning and rotating. It's very magical girl transformation sequence, as the head gets larger, the hands and arms get larger and longer, the feet begin to grow, and as the body starts spinning, it kind of uncurls from a fetal position and like holds out, almost T-posing, as all of the features begin to accelerate their growth. You notice something a little odd, that even though the features are beginning to age and the hair is beginning to grow and it's growing this kind of like thick, sturdy beard, you can see Greshy's unmistakable eyebrows, thick, heavy eyebrows. Usually the only hair on his face that you see. In place of his bald head is growing in a full head, thick head of dark brown hair that's growing out into like a full mullet, and then is growing even longer and wavier. But something's wrong. Even though it kind of looks like Greshy, he seems... I mean, you always see him under his, or with his like big layer of clothing on, so he always seems a bit like bigger than he is. He seems a lot somehow lankier. His arms and like limbs seem like a little bit like thinner than you would have expected under there, even though you've seen him in person, even in his like skin tight bodysuit before. But he's not growing in height anymore. He seems to be like a couple of feet shorter than normal, and his feet are growing at a larger rate than the rest of his body. As the glowing begins to cease, Greshy floats to the ground. The glow fades away. He's still got a similar like dark skin tone to what he had before. He looks very... He looks like he could be Greshy's younger brother, a sibling, a cousin. You're not really sure. But like the resemblance is there, but he just looks so different and maybe a foot shorter and with very, very big feet that are very, very hairy. Halfling Greshy. Welcome to the world of the living.
What just happened?
Greshy!
We won.
Oh my god, it's cold outside.
I'm gonna
Yeah, you are
I wanna
fucking
hug
freezing.
Greshy.
Oh my
I
god,
have
it's
to
so
hug
cold outside.
Greshy. Greshy.
Oh,
Asher
thank you.
tackles Greshy onto the ice.
How are you so much taller than normal? Ow!
What? Oh god, you're so small. Greshy, you're so small.
This isn't helping. It's so cold.
We have to get Greshy
What
inside.
the hell is going on?
You hear a gasp from from behind you as Greshy's mother runs over. Gunn comes over to like help Greshy up. As Vivenka stands and has got her hands close to her chest. She's clearly happy that this ritual has worked. But I think that's where we've got to end this session for today. As halfling Halfshe enters the scene.
Heshi.
Thank you for joining us. We had a couple of different options for what could have happened. We pre-rolled what would happen if you did choose reincarnate. So halfling is what it ended up being. There was an option for a couple of different things, including Lamia, but those didn't happen, sadly. It wasn't quite funny.
What a joy.
It was on the list.
It was on the list.
Common to the region, and there are a heck of a lot of Lamia around.
That's true. Giants couldn't be on the list though because
Stone giant would have been
there's no giant playable
Yet.
species, so ancestry yet. So
No.
sad. Otherwise, I would have put it on the list. Any case, thank you guys for joining us, and gals, and everything in between, or outside that. It doesn't have to be in between. It can be whatever you want it to be. It's been a lovely year with you all. I hope you'll join us next year for what should be the final big act of Third Action versus Rise of the Runelords. Also,
Watch us take 3 more years.
you're level
to get through the city.
19. You're level 19. Congratulations. Yay.
Woo.
You made it.
And
I died and leveled up. Perfect.
Died and leveled up indeed. All right.
And-
See y'all.
And lost half my
We're
foot in height.
We're off next week, so we might be back on the 2nd, I assume, but we might be back later than that. We'll see. Farewell. Have a good, happy New Year, happy Hanukkah.
Happy holidays.
It's the first day of Hanukkah.
That was
happy
yesterday,
Hanukkah.
so it's the second day of Hanukkah now. Yay!
Oh, was it? Oh,
Yep.
Happy second day. Hanukkah.
yeah, second day by 6 minutes.
All right. Oh, true. It's about to end. Bye. Good night.